Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, as a recording of the Saturday, November 4th, 2023. I am standing here in Plymouth, Massachusetts, the one and only BenLaurence, local resident to the area, very familiar with this general vicinity. And you're gonna show me some stuff around town. We're gonna start off here at the former Plymouth Plantation, now the Plymouth, what is
Plymouth Patuxent. This is a recent name change. I always grew up, it was the Plymouth Plantation, so I'm still getting used to the Patuxent name.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what that means. Maybe we'll find out.
We can find out. We could ask some questions.
We could.
I am very excited about seeing Plymouth Rock.
Oh yes.
Don't give me any spoilers. People have kind of chimed in and said, but I'm just gonna wait and see how that is.
Oh, it's gonna be grand.
We're also gonna see the Mayflower 2.
Yep.
Is that what it is? Like a recreation?
So the original one was there for the longest time, and then it eventually just rotted away. You know, they had to, I don't know whatever happened.
The original Mayflower was there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. So the Mayflower 2, I don't remember the year that it was built and constructed, but it's more of like a recent kind of thing. The original Mayflower was around for a long time after the Pilgrims had come and gone.
So we'll just do a bunch of it'll be Pilgrims, our own Pilgrim's Progress.
It's our own pilgrimage to Plymouth.
Yeah. I'm inviting you to join me and BenLaurence.
Shall you? A little delayed, but shall you?
So you were just saying also that they tie into a few days ago, we did the locations of Hocus Pocus, which were like 2 hours from here, 2.5 hours from here. So obviously they went to drive all the way over to Plymouth, but now that we're here, the first aerial view is right down here too, right?
Yeah, it's inside, so there's like two sections. There's like the Wampanoag campsite, which is the native tribe to the area, and then there is a pilgrim village. So the opening of Hocus Pocus was like an aerial shot over the pilgrim village. So
we're definitely gonna be going to quite a few places. Fall in full effect, and the fact that it's November, this does kind of tie in with the month of Thanksgiving. Ah, here's a little model of the Mayflower right here. So I'm gonna be seeing a recreation, full-size recreation of this at some point later today. There's another ship back there. I wonder if they sell these in the gift shop. Always ready to serve an inflatable turkey. Oh, this is interesting. It's like a Mayflower cow?
It's the Mayflower.
It's the Mayflower?
The Mayflower.
Is that what it's really called? It is called the Mayflower. Okay, we made it down to the little village here. First structure.
We're just keeping our fire going. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. My name is Danielle. This is Luke. We're just, you know, some of the historical interpreters who works down here at the home site. So if you have any questions in regards to the house or anything that you've seen outside, please feel free to mention it. But I think what's important to understand or is to set the setting, right? So this is a winter house.
Okay.
So this house would be further back by about a mile or so, further inland, and in Wampanoag, house is called Weetooth.
Okay.
So this is a traditional Wampanoag winter house, and you would be living here with your extended family. And you would know how many generations were inside one house based on the number of fire pits.
Oh. So we're using our best judgment if it's cooked.
They're cooking meat.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Is that the machine right there?
Yes, that is the machine. And if you haven't climbed in it, go for it.
Guys, I'm talking about making a boat like this. And so that you're then going to start a fire at the bottom of the tree, because clay is fire resistant, so it's going to contain the fire to just the bottom of the tree trunk. You're then going to keep feeding that fire until it withers away enough at the tree trunk on one side until it falls down.
All right, turning this way, take a look at this. This is awesome. These are the homesteads here. You see the little garden going over here. Hey, how are you?
How about yourself?
Doing all right.
Can we go in?
Yeah, as long as the doors are open. But if you do want to get your
Wow, that's neat. You can actually go inside the interiors here. A little crib over here. Fireplace. There's a bull. Hello, bull. Definitely can see why this would be used in a production.
God save King Charles! Do this exercise
of arms as we thank King Charles of England, Scotland, Ireland, France, defender of the faith. God save the King!
Got the firewood out here. The fireplace. Got a nice bed here with the little mosquito netting that goes around it. Well, maybe not mosquito netting, but little drapes here.
Yes, good.
Right.
2 more. There you are, thank you.
Sweet. Am I clear?
Yes.
All right. Happy to help, gentlemen.
Oh, why do you flatter us again?
No, I'm a gentleman.
No one is highborn here in New England.
All right.
Well, I suppose Captain Simpson is, but he doesn't intend to stay. He intends to go on to Jamestown as soon as he can find a ship to take.
I mean, I'll take being a gentleman.
Well, the whole purpose of coming here is for land. Once you have a certain amount of land, you may call yourself a gentleman.
Exactly.
Ooh. Maybe one day then.
Thank you.
I'd be the man to speak to today if you're looking to be landowners here.
Prepare to march and march.
I really loved themed villages. This one is definitely awesome. I like the slant of the cabin here.
It's like one of those like fun houses. You know?
It kind of is, yeah. It kind of like throws your equilibrium off a little bit.
Roll the bottle up the table.
Medicine, some physic. So this is the root of a plant called elecampane. Elecampane is good for the lungs, coughing, phlegm, wheezing, those sorts of things. So I've dried it out, and now I'm crushing it into powder.
Okay.
Right. May I ask who you are?
Yeah, your name's Pratt. Yeah, I look at the animals of Goodman and Good Wife on there. Two doubters, Joshua and others there as well.
I believe we can climb up in this, so we're going to climb up and get kind of an upper deck bird's eye, second level perspective. You climb up the stairs.
So 1601.
You got the cannons up here.
But if you look out here, you can see the bay.
Wow, that's awesome. Look at that. What's over on that island out there?
That's like the point, so it goes all the way and like connects to Plymouth, that whole thing.
Okay. Oh, so it's not an island. Okay, I can see the...
You can see like the rest of it over there,
Right.
but like that's like the kind of main part. Nice beaches over there and everything.
There's the guy we were just talking to down. There's actually a group of people talking to, and I walked up and was listening to his conversation about the history of his character. But he's also... he's also doing some maintenance work. He's repairing the roof. So he's doing double duty out here. There's some outfits here. The English people of the first Thanksgiving participated in the first Thanksgiving included 24 men, 5 women, and 24 children and teenagers. All right, this is making me hungry.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Right? That looks good. Usamiquin. I've heard of Massasoit, who they mentioned on there as well.
Yeah, so that's like his like title.
Oh.
It's more of like a title.
Oh, okay. So it's the same person.
Yeah, same person. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll probably see a statue of him later on in the day.
Oh, I'm gonna get a little New England coffee here. We found a parking spot over here near the grist mill. There's a family of ducks right there. And take a look. There's swans. There's a swan there. There's a swan there. So you were saying there was a movie called Osmosis Jones filmed right here.
Yeah, dude, Bill Murray movie, and it was like half live action, half animated. Bill Murray movie with Chris Rock voicing one of the characters. It's filmed right here. It's the most random spot, parking lot area filmed Osmosis Jones. Bill Murray walked across this bridge right here.
He did.
There was like a zoo, like a fake zoo set up right here on that side of the on the water, and that little cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And then right here, there was like an elephant. I think the elephants are like the camels right here. You can still see.
I never saw that movie.
It's such a random, like obscure movie to film like right here in Plymouth, right downtown, in this just like a random parking lot.
But I want to mention this church can be seen in the trailer for a new upcoming horror film, which kind of reminds me a little bit of Violent Night, which came out last year, about the Christmas movie, and Santa, the actor from Stranger Things, plays Hopper, was in it. Pretty good if you like that genre. But they're doing one similar to that, no affiliation, based on Thanksgiving. I think that was in the trailer right there. Which I'm guessing maybe did they film part of the movie here?
I don't know if in the trailer, I don't know much about the movie, but in the trailer you can see like an overhead shot of like the town, and you can see this whole kind of town square area in the trailer. It doesn't look like they filmed like the major town part.
I feel like when the movie is released, instead of having popcorn at the snack bar, they should have turkey sandwiches.
I think that would be great.
That is a huge post office. That is a post office right there. What the heck is going on down here in Plymouth? There is a Mario. Do not attempt to play Frogger Mario. There is a Mario in front of Bowser's basement. How's it going? Giving it a big thumbs up. Was not expecting to see Mario out here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. This is Pilgrim Hall, says it right up there, etched on the side above the pillars. Is this the Pilgrim Museum?
This is indeed.
The voyage of the Mayflower, 66-day voyage of the Mayflower, was sometimes stormy. At one point, the main beam cracked and had to be repaired using a large iron screw.
And it opened 4 years later, and this was the largest function hall in London for a very long time. So, when I was mistaken, it was a father that he descended.
So they have a piece of Plymouth Rock that you can touch. So the other piece we're going to see, the one that everyone goes to, you can't touch, but I can touch this one. Just to confirm, it says, please touch. You're touching Plymouth Rock.
Dude, the Pilgrims touch this.
That is pretty dang cool. But she was saying this is the oldest continually operating museum in the U.S. That's the footnote, continually operating. The oldest continually operating museum anywhere in the U.S. That's insane to think about. She also informed us on the way in that this is a recreation of the cannon that's on, or that was on the Mayflower.
More upstairs, is that right? No. Exactly. Yep, the stairs are on the
Down to the water now. There is an incredible amount of ducks or some sort of fowl out on the water there. You got some seagulls, but then you got lots and lots of birds. You know why this is decorated like this?
Why is that?
It's so people don't sit on it.
Makes sense.
Classic car alert. And another classic car in front of Pilgrim's Corner is the name of this store. Pilgrim's Corner. I want to show this too. This is the guide map we got at the first spot that includes a couple different things. So you got the Mayflower 2, and then you got the grist mill, and then you got the first spot. So they sell like a package deal. Hope I just dropped that. They sell like a package deal where this is the whole layout. Then you got the main campus, and then you got the grist mill, which we're going to go back over to, and you got the Mayflower 2. It's all incorporated in one price point.
Scattered and moved and something like that. And when they took over Coles Hill to make it a memorial, they took all the bones that they could find from there and the surrounding area and put them in that one.
The second version of the Mayflower, which is an exact exact reproduction of the first one. It was over 65 years old. So this would be like walking on the original Mayflower. I do not know the exact number.
Watch your step, folks. Little bump at the end right there. Welcome, and everyone starts by heading right down below or down the stairs first. That's where they had all 102 pilgrims.
102. I was just going to ask you. Yep. 102.
Yep, 102 people, or just about 100, crammed down there for 2 months straight. Whoa. Mm-hmm.
On the lower levels?
Yep, on just that one deck.
On the one deck?
Yep.
102 pilgrims. I was going to guess like 50.
You know your bedding and personal possessions, everything you couldn't live without, right here with you. You also have 8 inches less headroom than you guys have. This one of the few alterations we made on purpose to the design of this vessel. This is always meant as a museum. No one wants to crawl around down here in their hands and knees just have a look. So we deliberately gave ourselves a little extra headroom. It's a cargo ship, it's not a passenger ship. It's not meant to have anyone living down here for any amount of time, never mind 100 people from a ship's boat climb over the top of that. So none of the light or airflow you have down here. No candle, no electric lights. Candlelit lanterns would have been your only lights
roof.
down here. Not a lot of
You
them.
see, I would bump into the roof. The roof is made taller in this museum.
It's dark, it's crowded, it stinks.
You have a lot more trouble with
So
these
it would
beams
have
than I
been,
do.
roof is like 6 inches shorter.
Yeah, and like real original Mayflower about 6 inches shorter.
I would be having to like bend over.
I'm a lot shorter than you, so I'm in the clear. I'm good.
How many animals were down here too with the pilgrims?
There's goats, pigs, chickens, and a few hunting dogs as far as we're aware. We don't know the exact number. We actually have to backwards calculate that based on a census the pilgrims did 3 years later. So mating pairs, probably a total of 20 to 30 animals, a mixture of those 4 kinds. So.
And all the people were staying on this, they were on this deck here?
All the 102 right here. Wow. 66 days to cross the ocean, 6 to 9 months living on the ship. So it's 2 months of delays leaving England, 2 months to cross the ocean, a month of misadventures in Cape Cod, and then 4 months here in Plymouth Harbor while the men go ashore to build the town. 6 inches of snow on the ground before they even start to build the first house, so that's why they're staying on the ship. It's their only shelter until they get those first houses built.
Skiff they would have used to go ashore?
Since I've been in this area, yesterday I saw some Boston Tea Party stuff. Today I'm seeing pilgrim stuff. It's giving me a new perspective for the American adventure at Epcot. It's a great show, great animatronics talking about history of America. The American adventure. I may have invented these bifocals I'm wearing.
I may have been the first animatronic to walk.
Yeah.
He was.
Ben Franklin walks up the stairs. It's amazing.
Ben Franklin walked so Belle could run.
Is that where the captain would sleep? Right
Back
there? Oh, back there.
In the same kind of bunk. These are just petty officers. So they get a little bit less good of a ride because they're further forward than he is. This bounces off the waves the most, so the further back you are, the better.
Okay.
And he's as close to the water line as you can get without actually being cargo. So he's got that going for him. I mean, you're never all that comfortable. You're just less miserable the more important you are.
And this is where the steering wheel was? Or
They
this
haven't
was always...
invented the wheel yet.
They hadn't invented the wheel.
So you're just tilting that lever back and forth. It does the same thing. It's just a way simpler way to do it.
Yeah, interesting.
And when they sailed this actual ship over, they did have a steering wheel because the government said this was too crazy back in England. But ours doesn't have a problem with it. I mean, we've got a lot of red tape to shake around anyway, so it's fine.
So this like controls the rudder back and forth essentially?
Yeah.
So as I'm here on this recreation, I'm just imagining how, I mean, this is kind of blowing my mind a little bit, just kind of imagining what it would have been like. But the real one was on display back in the day, so people actually got to stand on the historical first one. I mean, even just being on the second one is amazing. So imagine the feels it would be if that first one was still around and hadn't decomposed over time. Pretty incredible. I didn't think this was going to be as cool
It's pretty cool, right?
But once I'm here, I'm like, okay, this is pretty dang awesome.
I mean, I take it for granted because we did so many like field trips to these kind of places when we were kids. Like the local schools, every local school comes to all these spots.
Right.
But like, once you come and visit with somebody who's never seen this, it is impressive. You know, this is where our country kind of stared. It was down here in Plymouth.
Which reminds me of the Disneyland Columbia when they like fire the cannon right here. Can I touch this?
Yeah. So you mentioned the Columbia. The Columbia was built on the river it's the river that goes through my town. So.
Oh really? Oh no way.
Yeah, Columbia. She was built in modern day Norwell, Scituate. I'm from Hanover. That's a town a little bit south of it. So we also had shipyards in Hanover for quite a while.
And they built the Columbia there.
Yeah, built the Columbia there. Just exploration ship, first American ship to circumnavigate the globe.
Yeah.
The real Columbia.
The real one, yeah, the one that the Disneyland was recreated.
The real Columbia
was
built there in the 1800s
I
or
didn't know that.
1700s.
Yeah. Not a pirate ship. Everyone assumes it's a pirate ship.
Yeah. The Disney, they actually took paintings of the original Columbia that was built there in Scituate, Norwell, and they just said, yeah, it's basically put our own Disney spin on it. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That was loud.
That was loud.
As another boat, just to give another reference, I hope that one's not going out for a 3-hour tour. That's the top of Coles Hill now. This placard to show over here. So you got a little memorial over there to the Pilgrims. They found their bones and they couldn't identify whose they were. So just in correlation, which I haven't seen it yet, except for the one I touched in the museum. Plymouth Rock is down there. Mayflower 2 is behind that tree line. And here's the full-size sculpture we were talking about a little earlier. And there's a little doggy in a sweater. Overlooking the bay. This apartment complex used to be a wax museum. Did you ever go in there when you were younger?
Many, many years ago when I was a kid, yeah. I have a vague memory of the on the Mayflower scene. But it's been a long time, it's been long gone.
Okay, there's a discrepancy. All the employees on the boat said there was 102 passengers. This says 104. Right?
Maybe.
Did they say 104 or 102?
I want to say they said 102.
I think so.
Maybe there was a couple kids born on the Mayflower. We don't
That's
know.
a possibility.
Could be a possibility.
Either way, it was around 100.
Yeah, give or take.
And they have the names of the 104 in the first year. These are the ones that passed away in the first year.
Damn.
A lot.
That is a lot.
So this says about 100 souls came over in the first ship and began the work, which God in his goodness hath hitherto blessed. His holy name has been praised. So he's just keeping it vague, about 100. Okay, I'm being told there's a tradition. Which one of his feet?
I believe
it's got to be this
that
one.
Because it's, yeah.
Look how it's worn down.
Yeah.
So at Abraham Lincoln's tomb, his nose is worn down from people rubbing his nose. So there's a tradition here to rub his foot.
The great Sachem's foot. Yeah, my brother told me about this. I don't know.
Okay. You can see it's worn down. So this one's not as worn down. So this would be his left foot.
Yeah. Rub the great Sachem's foot for good luck.
Okay. All right, we're now gonna walk down, and I am finally, for the first time in my life, I'm 49 years old, I'm going to see the real Plymouth Rock in all its glory. It's happening. It is time to see the rock. There it is. The date stamp 1620 on it. You can see there's a crack in it. The big crack right down the middle. So I would say it's probably 5 feet across.
That's pretty decent size.
4 feet, 3 feet wide, maybe. It's not huge. There is a security camera right there. That's the rock. You can't touch. People have thrown coins down there. You know, in my mind, so people have spoiled this for me, people that I've known over the years, and they tell me it's a little anticlimactic. Size-wise, I was expecting it to be like a pebble. It's a pretty good size.
That's the first time I've heard somebody speak positively about their first impression of the rock.
Well, everyone told me I was going to be really let down, and I'm not as let down as I thought it was. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's more like a symbol of, you know, this is where the pilgrims were here. They came here, you know?
So all 102 pilgrims put their feet on this one rock.
Probably.
This exact rock.
They all did. They stepped on that to get to land. They had no other choice.
That's the one right here. And this is probably the same spot it was in?
It had to have been.
How did they know this was the rock?
They took a really lucky guess.
Okay. I'm wondering, the museum part that had the part that you can touch it, did they break it off of this?
I don't know. I mean, when they say that it's part of Plymouth Rock, it had to have come from somewhere connected to Plymouth Rock. So
maybe it's that chunk that was over there.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I was wondering when we were touching it.
They broke it moving it. You can see the crack.
When we were touching it, I'm like, where did they break it off? Because I've seen this many times, so I was wondering. I'm like,
you should stand right there. We should get like the rock in there. Now, do you think Dwayne Johnson's ever been here?
He probably came and said, do you smell what the Plymouth Rock is cooking?
It's a very popular spot. This is, I mean, it just, I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that I'm standing at Plymouth Rock. Something I've heard about my entire life. Okay, I'm gonna reenact. Right there. Oh, it's hard.
You're doing it. You're stepping on the Plymouth Rock.
Here's some photo documentation here of the rock being moved to its current spot, perhaps, or a spot. It identifies the rock in 1741. Elder Faunce identifies the rock as the first landing site of the Mayflower passengers. And this, which is called a portico, in the 1920s was built. The portico, which is where it now sits. In preparation for the 300th anniversary of the Pilgrim's Landing, the old wharves were removed and the shoreline reconfigured to create a park setting of Plymouth Rock that remains today. That's me reading that really fast. The landing place of the Pilgrims in 1620. Stated here with this sign as well. Right underneath this tree is William Bradford, governor and historian of the Plymouth colony. Heard a lot about him today. He's in the shade. Heading back over now to the grist mill. Just go underneath this little undercarriage of the bridge here with the river going by. Okay, back over at the grist mill now. The wheel is turning, which means we're gonna get to see something. Gonna go show them our ticket and head in.
So I was telling these folks you came at an awesome time because we only run the mill about 2 hours a week. And you're here at
2 hours a week. Wow.
So this is a grist mill, which is a grain grinding mill. Grist means grain. So when the Pilgrims first came over, there were mills like this, and actually all over the world. This was a pretty common and a pretty old technology, even 400 years ago. And then the coarser stuff is the stamp for the grist. So this is for making, and that's for making a board. How are you doing? So we have 2 millstones. In this picture, the millstones are apart, which they usually weren't. They were usually together like this all the time. But after we're done grinding today, we're going to take them apart so we can clean it between clean, brought it over, and then we lowered it down so it's resting on that metal this right here. So when I turn this dial, it raises or lowers this part, which is called the shoe. So it's attached in the back, so the front of it goes up and down to control the opening side. It's going in, and it's that runner stone is pushing it around in a bigger and bigger spiral until it probably 5 or 6 or 7 times. Then it comes like a covering. It's called the hoop, and it catches that ground corn. There's about this much space in between the hoop and the stove, so the friction from the stove is pushing that ground material over. And this again is really old technology. The miller would expect the thumper to do it. So they would have, that is a tough one. And it was different from their...
This gives a little perspective too. So you got the lantern gear up top, you got the spindle, you got the bridge tree, you got the brayer beam, and then you got the axle. It's very soothing, the sound of it.
Just the maintenance, yeah, no big issues. Which is pretty good for a mill. Lots of mills have all sorts of crazy.
Now I don't know, when you open up your phone, sometimes you can use a white noise app, like an airplane or a train, all these different sounds, or a waterfall. There needs to be a grist mill white noise app, right? I would take a nap down.
No, it's so like peaceful. It's like relaxing. You're just hearing those like wooden gears cranking away.
How the workers stay awake down here, right?
And it actually says, I wouldn't sleep because that's unsafe.
Yeah. Right.
But they're like, you can go home though for an hour.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Don't go to sleep.
But it's soothing. The sound is so soothing.
Yeah, they're like, you can read, you can do
Tell us your
this.
corny jokes. What do you call the best student at a corn school? The acorn. How much do pirates pay for corn? A buccaneer. All right, it is windy. The sun is, in fact, there's a windmill over there. You can kind of see it off in the distance. The sun is soon to be setting. Okay, what river is this?
This is the Cape Cod Canal.
And that's gonna do it for today. You were just saying that sometimes the Mayflower, when they move it, or when they move the Mayflower, it comes right through here?
Yeah, it comes down through here because, like, you know, this was made as a cut through to get, you know, instead of ships and boats having to go all the way around Cape Cod, they could just cut right through here. So sometimes the Mayflower does come through here when it's leaving Connecticut.
I need to put this back on. I got the temperature just dropped. All right, make sure you check out BenLaurence on YouTube. I'll put the link to his channel.
Thank you.
Show me around his stomping grounds.
Old stomping grounds.
Stomping your feet.
Stomping my feet.
We were talking about Justin Scard in the car on the way over here, and now we're referencing.
Yes.
All right, I'll see you in the next video. We did an early Thanksgiving special here. I don't know if it's a special, but it was an early Thanksgiving episode. And I finally saw the Mayflower 2, and I saw the Rock.
The Rock!
I almost said Pilgrim Rock, but it was Plymouth Rock. All right, I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over. Yeah! Stomp your feet.
Stomp the feet.